We're moving on to selecting the topic and the purposes of our speeches. So, selecting a topic is going to be your choice. I don't know you, I don't know the knowledge you have, I don't know your experiences. So, I allow you to choose the topic based on that. What do you want to know? What do you want to learn about? What do you want to teach your audience? So that is great for some students because you have that choice. Other students may be a little lost, so we'll go through a brainstorming process. And then the purpose, I'll actually give you the beginning of the purpose, and you will then continue on and create your own. That will become a little bit more clear as we go on here. So the first thing we didn't want to talk about is brainstorming and selecting our topic, something that you care about, something that you know about, something that you are passionate about. When we get into persuasion, you will probably need a topic that you are passionate about. You'll be influencing or trying to influence someone. So choose a topic that you care about. And again, like I said, we'll go through a brainstorming process in case you have troubles really finding and fine-tuning a topic. Use some personal experiences. Maybe you want to talk about your road trip across the country or around the world and how you took 2 years to travel to see every lighthouse all around the world. So we all have unique experiences. Share it. Put it into the parameters of our presentation, but share your knowledge. Maybe explore some interests, something that you want to learn more about. If you want to learn more about it or if you're fascinated by it, your excitement will come through for sure. Now, I talked about this in the last chapter. As soon as you start to think about a topic, your next thought should be, how will I relate this to my audience? What will my audience gain from me speaking about and teaching them about this topic? So again, becoming an audience-centered speaker is the key to our presentations, keeping the audience in mind at all times. So make it personal. Well, I want to talk about the objectives, and these objectives, or other speech books or professors may call it your orientation. You'll hear me interchange those words. So the objectives are the goals of the speeches, and there's 3 different ones. We have the general purpose, which is the broad objective. We have the specific purpose, which gets a little bit more specific. And then we have the central idea, and that's just like a thesis statement in writing, but this is obviously in speech. So let's go into these a little bit deeper. So the general purpose, the broad objective or the broad goal of the speech. And at this point, we will only ever have 3. And really in all speech making, we'll ever only really have 3. So to inform, to persuade, or to entertain. And that could be more of like a special occasion speech, which we won't be getting into in class, but many of you probably already had to do those. At a wedding, if you were in the bridal party, if you had an acceptance of an award, if you had to hand out or give an award to someone. Those are all types of entertaining speeches, even a funeral. So that is a type of memory typically at a funeral. So let's go back to the informative and the persuasive, which we'll be doing both of those here in class. So the informative speech, all that is just teaching your audience about something, an object, a concept, an idea, a person. To persuade, that will be to influence thinking, maybe take action. So this is the beginning actually of our outline. This is where we start our building block to our outline. So I will give you the general purpose. For the upcoming speech, which is going to be about you, you could just use to inform. If you're a bit of an entertainer, maybe you'll use to inform and to entertain. Either way. We go on to the specific purpose. And what the specific purpose does is what the speaker hopes to accomplish. There's some guidelines here because we're getting a little bit more detailed. And we're going to express it as a single infinitive phrase, a statement, not a question. And we want to be clear. So we don't want figurative language. We want to keep it to a single point and avoid being vague. So here's an example of how we're going to add the general purpose with the objective or the goal of our speech, and we address the audience. So here's where we start to add. So the specific purpose is our topic or the title of our speech. So we didn't talk about that, but professional speeches are titled. So I will leave it up to you if you want to title your speech or if you just want to put your topic down. So the outline will start off with the topic, then your general purpose, and as I said, everyone's will be to inform for the next upcoming speech. And then we get deeper into the specific purpose, where we add our topic along with the goal or the general purpose of the speech. And we need to address the audience, so that's what we're adding in. So you can see the examples there. You see the general purposes, addressing your audience, so it could be your classmates, my COM 101 class, my online speech class for us, whatever you want to use. And then the objective or the goal of the speech, topic of. We finally get to the central idea. The central idea is key. The central idea should be written out before you start doing any heavy-duty research. So this is the goal of the speech. It's a one-sentence statement that may encompass the major idea or the points of the speech. It is like your thesis statement in writing. So it's a single sentence. It's the point of your speech. What do you want your audience to remember? What do you want your audience to get out of your speech? Just again, like your thesis statement in writing. So these 3 items, actually 4 if you include the topic, will be at the top of your outline. This will be a guide through your outline. This will guide you through your speech. So all of your supporting material, all of your research should always go back and support that central idea. So again, therefore, that central idea must be expressed before you really start creating a lot of your outline, and especially before you start doing a ton of research. So some guidelines here. Again, express it as a single sentence. It's not a question. Don't be vague, and then watch that figurative language. So to the point, what is the point of your speech? So here we can see some examples of our specific purpose leading into the central idea. And you could create a variety of central ideas from this specific purpose. So these are just a few examples. So you'll see how the specific purpose is not yet a sentence. When we get over to the central idea, you'll see that the central idea is now a complete sentence with periods. So you'll also see that we will start to create possibly our main points coming into this next section. So here's an example outline, as I said. You'd start off with your topic, then your general purpose, and again, I will give you your general purpose. You'll have your specific purpose, so your specific purpose is your topic plus your general purpose and addressing your audience. So you'll see that this one is going to be about alpine skiing. So then we see the central idea is expressed as a complete sentence. And if we really take a deeper look at this central idea, I think you can probably see that there's 3 points there, and that's going to lead us to the main points of our speech. So you can see here that the first major race in alpine skiing is downhill. And we go on to list 3. You'll see the language pattern used. So we can't go back and reread you. We don't really want to go back and rewind you. So being very clear and giving these signposts of where you're at for your audience will keep your audience in check. So then with this and all of your supporting material, all of your examples would fall underneath these main points into the subpoints. So here is an introduction to how our outlines will be set up. Again, we have the topic and the title, we have the objectives, we have the introduction, and if we think about the introduction, preview, gaining attention, just like when you introduce yourself. Transition into the body. The body is the substance, sort of the meat and potatoes, where we'll have our main points, our 2 to 4 main points. We transition then into the conclusion. We wrap up, we review. And then that documentation, that is if we would have a works cited or any of our sources that we needed to go to on the outside. So basically what I lead to then upcoming here is going into, in our upcoming chapters, detailed outline information.